Good afternoon. The Municipal Planning Commission meeting of Thursday, April 23rd, 2026. We'll call the meeting to order at 12:01. Are there any additions to the agenda? Seeing and hearing no additions, we'll move on to the adoption of the agenda.
I'll move that the Municipal Planning Commission adopt the agenda for the April 23rd, 2026 regular meeting as presented.
Thank you. Could I get a seconder? All in favor? Passed. Minutes from the previous meetings. Could I get a motion for that from January the 29th, 2026?
Okay. I move that the Municipal Planning Commission adopt the minutes for January 29th, 2026 Municipal Planning Commission meeting as presented.
Could I get a seconder? Travis? All in favor? Passed. Summary of development permits for information. If everyone's had a look at them. Any questions, information? Could we get a motion to accept them?
Propose that the Municipal Planning Commission accept the summary of development permits for information only.
Could I get a seconder? Art? Can you shut your mic off? Thanks. We've got some reports from an advisor today. We have Gary from Palliser Regional Services, and we would like to have a motion to listen to what Gary has to say. Oh, didn't we get a vote on the last one? Okay. Could on the accepting the summary of development permits for information only, we had Art and Andrew and Clint and all in favor. Okay. Could I get a motion for Palliser? Andrew?
I'll do that. That the Municipal Planning Commission support the Palliser Regional Services, Municipal Services recommendations and conditions as presented within the file number 80/174.
Okay. Will you be presenting, Reg or Gary? Gary from Palliser. Go right ahead.
Well, thank you for having me in today to present this subdivision, which is essentially a boundary adjustment of a shared property line. Yeah, so we'll start with that first drawing. So it's between the property line, common property line is between Block A, Plan 7610349, and Lot 1, Block 1, Plan 2211268. It's within the Rosedale district of the town of Drumheller. The applicant on this was Grant Wallace. He's a surveyor on behalf of his clients, Inland Plastics, which are the owners of Lot 1, Block 1, Plan 2211268, which is 3.019 hectares in size, or 7.46 acres. And the residential lot is Shawnacoed, Block A, Plan 7610349, and it comprises of 0.87 hectares, or 2.15 acres. The proposal is to subdivide an area, strip of land kind of between the two properties, from the residential Block A, Plan 7610349. So basically, we can move on to the second diagram. So we're dealing with two different land use districts here, because the residential parcel on the south side, the block A, is designated as neighborhood district, and the parcel containing the commercial building and the industrial parcel is designated under the employment district. So in order to get that narrow strip of land that we're subdividing from the residential lot to match up with the commercial or resident or industrial lot there, it's undergoing a concurrent land use amendment. And I understand that the first reading was given on April 7th, and the public hearing and second and third reading will be coming up here in early May, I believe.
Correct.
So the appeal status is provincial due to the proximity of highways 10, 10X, and Highway 56. Transportation and Economic Corridors, TEC, they did not defer the appeal process to the local level. They've retained the appeal. So as part of the requirement, it was circulated to a number of agencies. AHS had no objections. Apex Utilities had no objections to the boundary adjustment. ATCO Electric has no comments or concerns. TELUS has no concerns. Transportation Economic Corridors did give a variance to the distance that the proposal was within distance to a highway. And there's no abandoned wells anywhere close to worry about with concerns with the development or subdivision in this case.
Sorry to break your flow,
Yeah.
Gary. I should move into the subdivision report then.
Yeah. So we keep going down to the circulate. We passed the circulation process part there. So yeah, there's the abandoned well map. As you can see, there's nothing anywhere close for worrying about abandoned wells. So basically to the comments now. So the proposal is basically an adjustment between a residential property and a larger industrial property. The boundary adjustment will give better access along the south side of the existing large commercial building there. I understand there's kind of a paved area there that they would like to have access to get around there. Plus it improves setback distance. It gives a little bit more of a buffer between the residential lot and the commercial building. So there's no buildings in either parcel that'll need to be removed or demolished. 8.92 meters is the shortest distance measured by the surveyor that was provided. And it's to the southwest corner of the large commercial building located in the industrial lot. The requirement for a setback to industrial buildings to property lines that are adjacent to residential lots is 6 meters, and residential accessory buildings are required to be 1.2 meters from a property line. So in this case, by moving the property line, it'll meet all the scenarios. So we're removing 0.056 hectares or 0.14 acres from the smaller residential lot, which the landowner has agreed to sell to the Inland Plastic so that they can get that setback distance. So they're adding it to the north or the south side of the resident or industrial lot. And as mentioned, we have two different land use to deal with here. These properties were previously involved in a subdivision and consolidation process back in 2021. Back then, portions of the land were reconfigured and consolidated to remove existing property lines that were running through some of the industrial buildings. So it was just to improve a situation there and to increase the size of the parcel at that time. The boundary adjustment will not introduce any new uses to either the parcel and will assist with the compliance of minimum distance to setbacks. The proposal is consistent with the objectives of the municipal development plan, improves building setbacks, no adverse impacts on surrounding properties or municipal infrastructure, improves separation distance between existing buildings and property lines, and increases separation distance between industrial buildings and residential parcels, supporting the capability of two different land use districts. Surrounding area features, the Rosebud River is over 400 meters from the shared boundary of the two properties. The parcels fall out well outside the floodway and flood fringe locations. There's no undermining to worry about in this location. Access will remain the same. It's not impacting any of the access. The residential lot will continue to have access from a cul-de-sac from the north side of First Street South, and Inland Plastics will have access from the west end of Central Street. There's no impact to the water or sewer systems, and that takes us down to the staff recommendations. Is there any questions prior to giving the staff recommendations here with the proposal? Okay, so we have three recommendations that we're giving here. The first one basically is kind of a standard one. It's just to ensure that the parcel gets registered at land titles. Number two is to ensure that there's no outstanding taxes that need to be paid. And number three is basically the consolidation of the separated parcel from the residential lot, that it ensure that it be added to the industrial lot so that we don't end up with the isolated parcel that's just sitting there. It's just to ensure that happens.
Thanks, Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Could we have a vote on this now? Because after the presentation? Seconder, Art? Who's gonna read it, or? Oh, second it. All in favor? And we're done. The next meeting date is May the 7th, 2026. And could I get a motion for adjournment?
That the Municipal Planning Commission be adjourned at this meeting.
Thank you. Seconder, Art? All in favor? Meeting's over at 12:14.